Hello friends, welcome back to Systematic Automation. So now onwards for next few sessions we'll be doing the videos on the first session on this particular subject of the automation controls on cyber rigs. So we will start doing the programming of how exactly that session was done. So before I start anything, let's do the block diagram. First you like to understand the block diagram of interconnection of communication. So this is going to be my block diagram. So what we have used is one PLC controller, which is S7 1200 PLC of Siemens. Then we have used three VFDs, VFD1, VFD2 and VFD3. This is for TDS, this is for mud pump, and this is for drawworks. Then we used SCADA. So S7 1200 PLC has two comms port, and all these VFDs are also having two COM ports, and my computer or laptop will have one more COM port. So these VFDs are, so PLC used is S7 1200. VFDs, all the VFDs we used is G122, then SCADA, software used is TIA Portal. Let's see how the communication was connected between PLC, VFDs and SCADA. So the comms used, the communication what we used is Profinet, which is called IE, which means Industrial Ethernet. It's a normal Ethernet cable. So from port 1 here, say from port 1 you can connect it to first VFD, which is top drive. From top drive VFD we have connected it to mud pump VFD. From mud pump VFD we have connected it to drawworks VFD. So the IP set is 192.168.0.1. The IP for this is 192.168.0.2. This is 192.168.0.3, 192.168.0.4. The IP set for SCADA is 192.168.0.5. So these are the IP addresses, and then from here, from this port I am connecting my laptop. So the SCADA is on my laptop, so the IP address set for SCADA is 192.168.0.5. So this is the way we connected all our LAN connection, or what you call Profinet connections. So hope this diagram is clear to you all. So with that way we will start creating the PLC program, the VFD programs, and then the SCADA program. So let's go forward now. So now my TIA portal is open now. I will create a new project. Create new project. So I will cyber rig. So I will create cyber rig. Then I have to go to project view. Right, from here on I will start adding the devices. So first thing is add new device. The controller, the S7-1200 controller, CPU 1215C DC. This is the controller we used in our project. So this is the PLC controller. So this has created my PLC. If I see its properties, double click here. So the address has taken it as 192.168.0.1. That is by default. You can always change it, but I'll leave it as it is for now. The next is adding the new device. Add new device. So drives G120 control unit. So there are different types of control units. So the one we used in our demo session was CU250S-2 PN and vector. PN stands for Profinet. So I will use this. The version used was 4.7.1. So the one what we have in our training center is 4.7. So I will say OK for this. Alright, you might have a question of from where I got that particular number is from, right? In the hardware catalog, the control unit I put, the one I chose was CU250S-2 PN vector, right? So from where can we get this number? So if you go to your inverters or any drive, you will have a nameplates on them. So if I see my name, the nameplate of my VFD, it says CU250S-2-PN and version 4.7. See this? This is what is the version of my inverter control module, VFD control module. So that's what I put here. So that's the number I chose. Now after I added my control unit, I have to add the power unit. So again, the power unit. We'll see which power unit we should be adding. Alright friends, once we added the control unit, we have to add the power unit for the drive. So the power unit, what we have in our training center is PM240-2. So once I click this, it has many options here. So to know what exact is our power unit, so let's see power unit. So if you see, this is my power unit. It is PM250-2 and the model is 6SL3210-1PP. So this particular number you will have to search in here in TIA portal. So if I drop it down, there are many functions, right? Many power units. So if rather than searching it through the drop downs, I can directly type the number here. So the number is 6SL3210 6SL3210-1PB and 13-8UL, and the last number is 0, so I will 8UL. If I click here, so it comes up with this highlighted number here. So this is my power unit 6SL3210-1PP 13-8ULX. X is, it can be anything. Here it is 0, it can be 1, 2, 3, anything. So I will choose this power unit here. So that is how my drive is configured now. This is the control unit and this is my power unit. So once I add this drive, I have to commission it. So we'll see the commission part later. For now, what I will do, I'll have to give it a IP address. So I double click this and then see the properties. See, the IP address for this drive is also 192.168.0.1, but what we had decided, we will give a IP address of 2 here. Okay, this is our one way of doing it, right? The other way is I'll go to device and network. So these 2 units are not connected. The PLC is not connected. You have seen the diagram which I draw. These 2 should be connected together. To connect them, you'll have to click these 2 together, right? So it says PLC and drive G120. So now once I added one drive, I will add one more drive. Add new devices, drives G120, control unit, vector control, version 4.7. okay. Then hardware part, the same thing, right? This is added. Then I will add one more device, add new device, drives G120, control unit. Right. The one mistake I did is I did not change the software version. So before that, what I will do, I will rename this. I'll right click and what I will do, I'll rename it. Right click and rename it. What will I rename it as? TDS. The second one, I'll rename it as mud pump. This one I will delete, add it again. Yes. So add new device, drive G120, control unit, vector control, software version to 4.7. okay. Then power unit. Right. So this drive one, I'll rename it as Drawworks VFD. So I have added 2 more drives. Now if I go to device and network, so this drive I already connected. Now if I see the IP address for this, so it is again 1. So it always by default it takes IP address as 1. So I have to change it. Either I can change it here as 2 or 3 or 4. right? So now what I will do, the other way of doing it is device and network. I will connect this PLC again with this VFD. So now see, once I connect it, the IP address for this will change. See, it automatically changed it to number 3. Okay. There is one more way of doing it. Now I did for TDS, I did manual IP change for mud pump. After connecting it on the device and network, it got changed to 3. There is one more now. So Drawworks VFD, if I see the Drawworks VFD, its IP address is Drawworks VFD. Its IP address is 1. I can either go on device and network and connect it, or else what I can do, the subnet here, once I click it, it comes back with a drop down. It tells me, do you want to connect it to the same network of Profinet IE1? If I say, it automatically changes it to 4 because the other IP address is already been consumed, right? So now if I go in device and network, if I see all my drives are connected, PLC is connected to this and all. So this is my TDS, mud pump and Dropbox. There are 3 VFDs, right? So if I connect it here again, it got connected to PLC1, all these are connected to PLC1. I can in fact change the name for this also as master PLC. Master PLC. So it all changed to master PLC. The next thing what we need to add is add new device. We'll have to add a SCADA. To SCADA, we'll have to go to PC system, PC general, PC station. This is my SCADA. I will say OK for this. Right? The SCADA is added now. But it is only the screen. With the SCADA, what we need to do, we'll have to add some more components. With this, we need a communication module for SCADA to communicate it to PLC. So in that, we'll go to communication module. The communication type what we are using is Profinet. So I'll click on Profinet. Then if you are using any of these boards, you can select them. If not, I will use IE general. That is because I'm using the PC, my laptop's Ethernet card, right? Once I add this, I can connect it to my network again. So if I see it's the IP address for this, it is Ethernet address. If I see the Ethernet address, there is no 1. Again, it took it as a default. So if I go to devices and network, then I will connect it to my PLC, right? So if I go here, I'll connect this also to my PLC. Now if I see the IP address for this, the IP address changed to 5, right? So that is my SCADA connected. Now once I've done this, if I go to SCADA here, this is a PC station, right? So I can again rename this for as Cyber SCADA. I can name it as a Cyber SCADA, right? Now here I added one model. I need to add one more model for screen configuration. So I go back to again the hardware catalog. Then I'll have to click on schematic HMI applications. In this, I can use any of these one. For now, I will use advanced. See, once I added this, if I go here on Cyber SCADA, I got a folder called HMI RT1 WinCC RT Advanced. So this is my, I can now see, add new screens and all. So we shall do that in our next session. So this is how is network is done. So if I go to devices network now, my PLC is connected to VFD, mud pump, TDS VFD, mud pump, drawworks, and Cyber SCADA. And one more connection I have to do. I'll have to go to connection. I'll have to connect PLC to my HMI screens also. So once I do this, my complete network is established now. So my PLC is connected to all these 4 units now. Okay. So this is pretty much what it is on doing the networking of the various units while designing, while controlling the VFDs, SCADA and doing the programming on PLC. In my next session, we will start configuring the VFDs and the SCADA screens, and then we'll start doing the programming in the PLC. So I'll stop this session here. So kindly wait for my third session on this particular subject, wherein you will learn how to do the commissioning of VFDs, SCADA, HMIs and all that in my next session. So till then, goodbye and good luck to you all. Bye bye.